What was it like to travel? What was it like to travel around the world and kind of learn about different cultures?
It was incredible. Like, you know, when we first started this band, we never thought we'd get to really, like, even leave the state, you know, let alone the country, and go to, you know, Europe and Germany, or, you know, basically Europe and the UK, and all these places we've been to, Australia, Japan, you know, everywhere we've been to. So, I mean, it's really cool. It's kind of like a trip to go over there and see how different people live their lives in other countries, you know. So it's kind of like a learning experience, but it's also really, really cool. So, yeah.
Right, and is there like a difference between the fans in Europe and the fans in the States?
Yeah, there's a bit of a difference. Like, it seems to me that, like, fans overseas and in other countries and stuff, they seem a little bit more up for a show. Like, they seem more into it, kind of. Like, they don't really take a show for granted, because, you know, here in the States, you know, there's so many bands, and it's such a saturated market, you know, bands that tour and stuff. So, like, whereas in, like, let's say, Switzerland or something, they don't get that many shows, you know. So when a band comes through, they get really, really excited in there, and they're just more apt to rock out. So I think, yeah, there's a bit of a difference.
That's awesome. So they're, like, really into it because there's not as many festivals, and, you know, so they really appreciate something like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So, 2 days ago, you guys made an announcement on your website saying that the third leg of the tour is canceled. What brought that on?
There's just some personal stuff going on with a couple of the people in the band. Just like, one of us had a family emergency, and then you know, just some personal stuff. So we just decided that it would be better to take care of it now before it got worse. You know, we'd have to cancel more tours. So you know, we're just kind of trying to take care of it. And I'm not really allowed to say, you know, I mean, it's none of my business what's going on right now, really. So I don't really want to put this person on the spot, but it's just like a family emergency. So
okay, and at the same time, it must be
important enough to cancel.
And it must be kind of tiring, you know, just to travel. A nice break, you know, might do some good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, being tired, I mean, we'd never cancel a tour just because we're tired, but I mean, that definitely has a bit to do with it, I guess. You know, we are all pretty exhausted. We've been on tour for 16 weeks or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
That's crazy. I was recently actually watching an interview where Will said that the #1 single was Soulja Boy and how ridiculous it was. And I was going to ask you, why do you think that our generation has completely lost the point of what music is, and they completely stopped going out and buying records? It's all about downloading and, you know, computer access. Why do you think our generation has become like that?
You know, I don't know. I can tell you for sure that it's definitely sad when people think that music is, you know, a song called Soulja Boy, or a song about, like, getting drunk and beating up your girlfriend, or whatever these rapper fuckers rap about nowadays.
So ridiculous.
But, like, it's definitely sad, you know, and the whole record thing, it's just like the internet, you know, it's killing music. Like, in a way, it really helps out, you know, with promoting and stuff, but at the same time, you know, if kids can just download a record instead of spending, you know, $10, $12 or whatever to go out and buy it, they're just going to download it, which is kind of sucks. Like, I don't think it's wrong to download a record if you're just previewing it, you know, and then, like, if you like it, then you go buy it. I think that's cool, you know, because you don't want to spend your money on something that, you know, you're not completely happy with, so I think if you're going to download it just to preview and then, you know, go out and buy the record if you like it, so you can support the band, that's cool, but, you know, there's some people who just, they don't understand that they're hurting bands and they do that, but to me, it doesn't really matter, as long as, like, somehow the kids hear those songs and they come to the shows and hang out, that's all that matters, and they don't really care if they steal it or buy it or whatever.
Right. And you know what, like, there's a lot of fun in, you know, just going to a record store and enjoying the album art and, you know, just opening that CD up, and kind of sucks to see that doesn't happen anymore. There's no appreciation for that. So.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely a fan of, like, getting the whole package, you know, like the album art and, you know, the liner notes and everything. Like, it's you know, it's awesome. Like, that's part of the experience of, you know, buying a record. When I bought my first record, you know, it was like, wow, this is cool, you know, look at all these, look at the art and the pictures, and, you know, but kids nowadays, they don't appreciate stuff like that anymore, which kind of sucks.
Exactly. What band inspired you to just kind of get up and form a band?
Oh, wait, excuse me, hold on 1 second, all right?
Okay.
Hello, you there?
Yep, hi.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Another call.
Totally cool. What band inspired you to just get up and, you know, form a band and got you into music?
What band did I start listening to?
Yeah.
Well, the first band I ever started listening to was a band called No Effects.
Oh, man.
You know, they're like a punk band out in California. But that was the first band I listened to, and then after that, it was just kind of like a spiral, like, you know, like, started listening to them, and then I listened to, like, bands like Green Day and MXPX and Blink-182, and, you know, basically that whole little pop-punk scene, like, that's where I started out in, you know, because I was, like, 12 to 13 years old, you know, and then eventually I moved on to, like, older stuff, like, I started listening to Nirvana and The Cure and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I love the Foo Fighters and the Police and stuff like that, so, and the Beatles, you know, like, so I started with pop-punk, and now I have a very broad taste of music that spans modern, but also, like, super old and, you know, stuff like that.
That's awesome, and that's so great, especially for, you know, I think musicians having a broad taste in music, because it just makes their music even more versatile. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I don't dislike any kind of music. You know, like, if I don't like something that's just, it's not my style, you know, I don't say, oh, this sucks, or, you know, whatever, I'm just like, oh, I'm not into it. But, like I said, I do like a lot of music, so, you know, it's very rare that there's something that I wouldn't like something, at least something about it, you know.
Right, because a lot of music has important messages in it, and if it's affecting somebody, I think you can call it good music, even if it doesn't apply to your, you know, taste of music.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. And also, I was going to ask you, is music kind of a sort of, you know, therapy? Because I know for a lot of your fans it is. And does it become kind of a pressure because they look up to you and they think of you guys as heroes? And does it become kind of, you know, stressful at times?
Being in a band, like, is it stressful because there's fans looking up at it? Is that the question?
Yeah, pretty much. Just like they look at you guys as heroes and you guys, you know, do you feel like you need to be like a good role model all the time? Does that kind of get stressful?
No, like, basically, like, I just kind of live my life how I live my life, you know. I don't really, I haven't, since before I started the band or up until now, you know, like, I'm still the same dude, you know. I do what I want to do and I, you know, don't do what I don't want to do, you know. You know, like, I don't really do drugs or anything, stuff like that, so the role model part I'm not really too worried about, but, I mean, you know, kids are going to do what they want to do, whether their favorite band does it or not, I think, you know, so, I don't know, I don't really feel like it's a chore to try to be a good role model.